Hi guys, hi, welcome back. It's another Wednesday and we are live. Okay, guys, hi. If you're joining us wherever you're joining us from, welcome. So, today we're not critiquing any academic piece of work. Today we are going to discuss literature review, right? We're going to discuss about literature review, and I just want to show like a bit of step by step on how to conduct a literature review. That's what I'm going to be discussing in today's video. So you already know if that sounds like what you're looking for, or you know anybody that will benefit from this, please feel free to send it to them. Let them join us live. Let them participate in this and enjoy the benefits of this live video. I mean, it's literature review, so I've gotten millions of questions. I mean, most of the coursework that you guys have, especially in the UK right now, is usually about literature review. It's about how to conduct a literature review. And this is usually very confusing for students. There are usually so many questions, so many confusions, so many issues when it comes to literature review. And that's because of the nature of literature review. And I'm going to do my best in this video to explain what literature review is, how you can go about it, and give an example, a step by step example. I just want to show you, like, briefly, a piece of work that I have that I think would be very beneficial to you. Now, so far, we have available knowledge, and there's one particular video on my channel that has been like the most sought after when it comes to literature review. It's a step-by-step detailed video on how to conduct a literature review. There is an example there as well. At the end of that video, I gave an example, and it was like a link to a particular website, and there was an example that is quite beneficial. And going forward, I'll tell you what type of example that was. So what I'm trying to do here, this is a live chat. This is just to chat about what a literature review is, show you how you can go about it, like a step-by-step view. Shall I just give you like an overview of how you can go about it? So feel free to check out that video to get the detailed meaning of a literature review, what a literature review intends to achieve, and how you can achieve it, the places you can search, like where you can do all your search to get the right articles. I mentioned all that in that video, and I think I'll still do quite a bit more of literature, of videos on literature review, just to explain it further and give it a bit more flesh, and try to create a playlist. I think every section of my academic work now would have a bit of a playlist. Like literature review will have its playlist, critical analysis will have its playlist, critical review will have its playlist. I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. So expect more videos and check out the playlist and see which one would be most beneficial to you. Now, I've already mentioned what to expect in this video. I'm going to go briefly over what literature review is without confusing you. Just tell you the main thing you intend to achieve, uh, how you can achieve that, and give you an example. So that's what we're going to do live right now. And there's going to be an example at the end, of course. So going forward, remember the video I uploaded on Saturday. It wasn't a live video, it was a normal video, where I mentioned if you need any help with your academic work or anything like that, you should follow a particular link and fill in your details so that I can reach out to you and arrange something for you going forward. So the link is also in the description box right now. If you think that you still need additional help, like, I know some of you have like assignments that you would rather discuss one on one, or you would rather be among a group of people discussing it and then finding a way forward than just listening to YouTube videos. Okay, so if you still need that additional help where you feel you will do better by talking to me, then fill that form and I'll do my best to reach out to you. Or if it can't wait and it's quite urgent, you can also book a consultation. The link is also in the description box right now. But come on, enough with all that. We are here today to talk about literature review. Now, what is a literature review? What does it stand to achieve? You see, the whole point of this live chat is I don't want to confuse you. I just want to give it in simple terms such that you'll be able to relate to what it is, not discussing any academic jargons, right? Now, what is a literature review? What does it stand to achieve? So, a literature review is like a, it's not like, it is a, a research that you carry out in order for you to have an hypothesis or a reason for carrying out a particular research. I'm going to explain further. What a literature review does is this. What does it stand to achieve? It shows you all the work that has been done. I mean, if you're very familiar with academic writing, you already know that in academic writing, it's not about your opinion, it's about the previous studies that have been done. So if you are carrying out a particular research, right? If you're carrying out a particular research, then that means some other people have done something not exactly similar, but something in that aspect. So take for example, uh, checking the association between weight and obesity, for example. I'm sure there are people who have done a lot on that, like on that topic, and they might have done it in different sectors. It might be that they did the correlation between weight and obesity in Caucasians only, or in black people, or in a particular area, or something. So there are articles that have done something close to what you're about to do, or there are articles that give you recommendations that led to you carrying out that research. So what the literature review stands to achieve is it wants you to tell us how you came about your rationale, how you came about the justification for carrying out that particular research. Now, when it comes to students, when you are given an assignment to write a literature review, the literature review in this sense can be on a broader sense. It might be a part of a particular research, which in form of a dissertation or a systematic review, or it might be a lone review where everything you have to, maybe you have to write, you have to do a 3,000 word count literature review on a particular topic. So, in that sense, you're not trying to arrive at any justification. You are just carrying out a literature review just to show what has been done in relation to that particular topic. And based on what has been done, what can you synthesize from it? So, that's for lone reviews. But on the broader term, like in form of dissertations or systematic reviews, you have the literature review on its own. Like it's not a lone review per se, right? So I hope that makes a bit of sense. So what a literature review literally wants to achieve is what has been done so far in relation to the topic you are trying to write about. That's the simple explanation. Now, what's the process? Why are you confused when it comes to, as a student, why are you confused when it comes to literature review? I mean, the main reason why people are confused is first, where do I start from? Those are some of the things that comes to mind. Where do I start from? How do I bring about this argument that you're talking about, and how do I get these articles that I'm going to use for this argument, and what are the right ways to phrase my words to bring in my argument to show that I'm actually arguing and not just describing. Like these are so many reasons that make students get overwhelmed at the end of the day and be like, what exactly am I to do? I mean, literature review was one aspect of academic writing that initially I wasn't sure what, as in it was so confusing that I literally felt everything was happening at the same time, like so much was happening at the same time. If only I knew that it's such an easy process that has to follow a pattern. So once you follow that pattern, it makes it really easy. And so what do I mean by pattern? In the sense of it, I mean structure. Your literature review needs to have a structure. There's no way you will write a literature review that won't have a structure. And this means that when you want to count, let's say literally you want to count A to Z, the right way is for you to start from A and end at Z. You don't start from Z and end at A. No, I mean that's not the ideal. So it's usually you starting from A and ending at Z. This implies that when you're writing your literature review, you have to have a starting point and the end point. And the end point in this sense of it is it has to lead you to the reason why you're carrying out the research you're carrying out. Or yeah, like that's in terms of literature, in terms of dissertations and systematic reviews now. So the beginning of it, you follow a pattern till you get to the reason why you're actually carrying it out. Now, what this means is there are different ways that you can create this structure or pattern. It might be you using dates or time, like maybe you're writing an historical literature review. You might start from the 1900s, go to 1910s, 19 this, 19 that, and then you go all the way like that. And sometimes it might be that you're carrying out a study in a particular area, maybe diabetes in the UK. I'm just using this as an example, or diabetes in the UK, right? And when you want to write your literature review, you might start from the global view of diabetes. Diabetes in other countries, maybe in other European countries, maybe no one has carried out that particular aspect of, no one has carried out a research on that particular aspect of diabetes before. So you go ahead and tell us, oh, the global aspect of it. Other European countries, maybe they've carried it out. Tell us what they found and that. And then now tell us, oh, the reason why I'm carrying out this is because although other European countries have carried it out, no one has actually carried out the study in the UK. That's a reason. Or maybe someone has carried it out before, but it was over a decade ago, and I think it's time to update the findings and see if anything has changed, or time to create new study to help with policy. Do you understand? Like those are reasons why you might be carrying out the research, but you can only arrive at that when you follow a pattern. So this structure in question might be influenced by date, like I said earlier. It might be by the region based on country, like I mentioned. It might be by techniques. Maybe you're writing about a particular technique. I mean, say for example in dentistry, you want to take an impression of the mouth. There are different techniques. So it might be that you are writing about techniques like that. Or it might be that you're using different school of thought as your point of argument in literature review, right? And then, lastly, it might be that you're using themes. These themes is the one that people use the most, and that's when you have like an awesome problem. So you come from all angles to like discuss that particular issue before you arrive at the reason why you're actually carrying out a literature review. So, I mean, I'm not going to stay too long on today's video. I'm just going to show you an example. And what I really want to achieve with this video is I want you guys to leave loads of questions. I want to know what is bothering you in terms of literature review. What's really confusing you? I want to know it from your own perspective. So make sure to leave that in the comment section right now. What aspect of literature review is giving you that headache? So I'm going to collate all your answers together and then answer everything in detail, and I will try my best to give an example to actually clarify whatever problem or question you might have. Okay, literature review sometimes seems like a lot, but if you break it down, if you follow a pattern, it makes it really easy. So make sure to check out that other video I'm talking about. It's really detailed, and it will tell you the places where you can actually get your articles from, how you can check for those articles, and subsequently there will be more videos as well. So please stay calm, and if you have questions, leave it in the comment section and I will make sure to check it out. Okay, so now let's get to the writing. Let's write. Let's see how you can go about a literature review step by step. So I have an example of I called out a piece of literature today, a piece of work today, and I just want to show you so that you can see I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to break it down. Okay, so let me give you an overview of what this study is all about. It's about the effectiveness of what's it called now, non-pharmacological interventions when it comes to management of drug induced drug induced weight gain in schizophrenia. Okay, so it's about that non-pharmacological approach. So how why am I studying this particular aspect? how did it come to be, what method am I using. We're going to see everything right now once I show you the particular study. So let's take a minute to just, okay, this is it. So let's take a minute to just check it out, right? Let me zoom it a bit so we can see this very well. All right, non-pharmacologic interventions. I mean, so I gave it a bit of intro. This is just something I called out of a piece of work I've written in past, right? So the non-pharmacologic interventions include dietary counseling, physical activity, psychotherapy, cognitive and behavioral interventions. Cognitive interventions include understanding physical well-being and eating behaviors, while behavioral intervention targets psychosocial aspects like goal setting, social support, the dietary counseling, the social support for stuff. The dietary counseling includes reduction of caloric intake and making healthier food choices. Although there are few reviews on these forms of intervention, there is significant heterogeneity due to study duration, follow up, and intensity of the intervention. There has been varying controversies regarding its effectiveness. Okay, so that gives like an overview, just something to start up the whole thing. Okay, so now I want you to view the systematic review from this part. I definitely will make another video, but it won't be live. I'll make another video that will break down the words, the right words to use, the things to put in your literature review, and I will upload it very soon, I promise. Okay, so now let's start from here. This guy here conducted a systematic review on the effect of exercise, diet, and educational intervention for metabolic syndrome in schizophrenia. He identified 11 studies in this review. The outcome measures in the review included BMI, waist circumference, lipid profile, and plasma glucose. The results showed 8 out of 11 studies confirmed a reduction in body weight, while only 5 confirmed a reduction in BMI. However, relatively few studies were included in this review, and these studies had risk of bias due to non-random allocation and small sample size. There was a high to moderate risk of bias affecting the result gotten. Also, the heterogeneity of the outcome measure was quite significant. Okay, so what I have done here is I've chosen a particular study, I've dissected it. Let me give you an overview. You know, I told you there has to be a pattern. So I don't just keep reading. I'm going to show you a couple of paragraphs now that we're going to break down. Say, for example, here, look at this first line. This person conducted this person conducted a systematic review. I mean, your literature review can be in different forms. You can use primary articles to create your literature review, and sometimes you can use, because this, where I called this from was actually a literature review. They could have started from primary reviews, but it chose, did I say day? I am the day. Okay. I could have started from primary studies and all. I just called this out as per it is a systematic review. Now, the next study I included was this study, which was also a systematic review. So literally what I did was I brought different systematic reviews that are close to what I am trying to talk about. And then at the end of it all, I arrived at the reason why I am actually carrying out the study. Do you understand? So here, the first systematic review in question reviewed the effect of exercise, diet, and educational intervention for metabolic syndrome in schizophrenia, right? This second one, also a systematic review, checked out non-pharmacological interventions for preventing weight gain in patients with first episode schizophrenia. Same thing. And then I critiqued that study, and I told us reasons why the findings might not be quite significant, right? I did all that. Then I chose another study again, although this one is a non-systematic review by this guy here that assessed management strategies for antipsychotic associated weight gain. Do you see what's going on here? Like, I chose different studies that have spoken about something close to it, but their findings were contrasting. Like, there's no consistency in the findings. Another thing, if one study does it and found this, another study did the same thing, found that, and all that, and then you'll be like, so there's really no reason for me to carry out the study, right? So here, uh, Whitney et al. 2015 carried out a systematic review, another systematic review on treatment of clozapine weight gain, right? Clozapine is one of the medications. So this is another systematic review here by Whitney that is also checking out that, and that one also found out. You see, there were inconsistency in the effects. There were inconsistencies in the why am I stammering? There were inconsistencies in the results, right? So, additionally, all these systematic reviews have expressed the need for further research. To the best of my knowledge, there has been no review done on this topic, like on this topic that I have chosen. I have checked, and there has been no review that has categorically explored the non the systematic review now, not a primary study. There are primary studies, but there are no systematic reviews that have explored the non-pharmacologic interventions in relation to weight gain. What's it called now? Antipsychotic associated weight gain. Okay, so that's what this is all about. Now you see that I mentioned pattern, and that's the most crucial thing when it comes to your literature review. There needs to be a process, there needs to be a pattern. So what the example I've just showed you has done is it has showed you that there are several studies, there are so many studies that have carried out something close to what I'm about to carry out, but the problem is there are inconsistencies in their findings. So that's enough reason for me to now say I will also want to carry out this study and factor in these inconsistencies and try to provide another, like, try to add to the wealth of knowledge that is available. So that's the reason why I'm carrying out this research. So an idea just came to me that I think if I can create videos, there are going to be videos on one, how to carry out literature reviews in a pattern that shows the dates, right? I'll probably show how the search is done, like show you the platform on which the search is done, the concept you intend to follow, and how to write it out, and then factor in all these places as well, like create another video on following a pattern on places, create another video using techniques, create another video on theories, and then create another video on themes. And oftentimes what you see the most in studies are themes, right? So that example that I've just given is a brief example just to show you that when it comes to literature review, the when it comes to academic writing generally, there are ways to go about it. Once you follow the process and the strategy that has been put down, then you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And the reason is this: you don't have to. It's not a one size fit all kind of process. That's the truth. It's not a one size fit all. But you have to look for a way to merge it and see how it applies to you. So, like I did in the example I just gave you, I'm trying to find out something, and I've checked all other studies. I've checked so many other studies, and I've seen that okay, there are studies on it. But however, although there are studies that have tried to find out different things, there are inconsistencies in this study, and that is what I intend to address. So that's why I brought out systematic reviews. Use all those systematic reviews. See this one. This one saw that non-pharmacologic interventions work. The second one, non-pharmacologic intervention does not work. The third one, non-pharmacologic intervention works. The third one, it neither works or whatever. It doesn't work, it works. It's in between. So now, what I have seen there is, I've seen a pattern of inconsistency. That gives me my rationale. What I intend to do in my study is I want to factor in all these inconsistencies and try to add to the wealth of knowledge, because all these studies, you can, if you have one that says it does, this one says it doesn't, this one says it does, that means there's a lot of inconsistency. So that is the reason why I'm carrying out this literature review. So this example that I've given will fit into that part that is about dissertations and systematic reviews. It's not a lone review. So I think that means we also have to show. I also have to create a video of systematic review as a lone review, like as a lone review that will tell you, oh, all you have to do is the systematic review. I mean, I still got a question from one of my students in my on Instagram this past week that was telling me, oh, I've done literature review before that is part of a whole research, but right now they're telling me that my entire research is a literature review, so that's a lone review. And I think we'll have to make an example of that, so that at least we'll be able to get what I'm trying to say. So like I said, there's going to be a whole playlist on literature review. So if you're watching this after many months, then just go to my playlist and check. I mean, there will be so many ideas, and my subscribers can tell you I break my details down to the last T, and that's what I'm going to do. So this live video is just, every Wednesday we meet and we talk about something. So today we're talking about literature review, and I've just given you an overview of what to expect, and I hope that I haven't overwhelmed you, that I have tried to explain it in some simple terms, and I hope they make sense. But if they don't, that's also okay. You can reach out to me. One, you can wait for my other videos. Two, or you can fill the form I have put in the description box, so that I can add you to a particular team of people who are willing to help you find solution to whatever the problem might be. So you have several options. Choose the one you want. All right, guys. I said I wasn't going to stay too long, and I hope I haven't stayed too long. It's been a pleasure having you guys here. It's been a pleasure just chatting you guys up. So this is a quick chat. You can watch the detailed video on my channel. Don't forget. All right, guys. So till I see you again next week, and hopefully maybe we would go back to critiquing an article then, or if the questions on this video are enough, then um I'll make a video about it and post subsequently. But I don't know what next week's life is going to be about just yet. But I will communicate that in the course of the week. And I hope you guys have a very pleasant week. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Till I see you guys again in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face. Bye, guys. Bye.